Oh boy, so this is a video man, I was going to wait to do it, but I feel like enough time has passed. I think I alluded to this not too long ago in the video about ratings are continuing to decline. Have fans, giving up on season 7 or something to that effect? Basically, I talked about how season 7 wasn't really generating the hype that it used to, and I think it speaks volumes when a lot of the cast don't really promote the show like they used to. Now, that's not to say every single person on the show would post about it, because hey, some people are not on social media as much as others. Like for example, Ebony, aka Karen, isn't really active on social media as much as, let's say, Novi, aka Sabrina. And I mean, I remember a time where, especially, I mean, even going back to season 7A, a lot of the cast was, going out of their way to post it. I could be wrong, but I think even Ebony posted a few things about Sister season 7. I think I could, again, you can correct me, but it's just been such a long time. It's kind of weird because personally, yeah, I enjoyed the hiatus. I really think we needed it after 22 straight episodes of the show. But it does leave a gap. Like, dang, season 7A was kind of a long time ago, especially considering we just stepped into the 7th month of 2024. But yeah, it just felt like, the cast really had that camaraderie. It felt not just from their social media posts, but I believe they really went above and beyond. I think for the first time in Lord knows when, we saw the cast going to like Sway in the Morning, and Tamara. It's a talk show they went on. It just felt like, wow, okay, they're really pulling out all the stops to promote this new season. With the new writers, new characters, a new vibe, and to me personally, and I'll say this until I'm blue in the face, but despite the poor reception from fans of season 7, I still say that the writers did a good job recapturing the vibe of season 1, but to an extent they did it even better, because I applaud them for their different combinations of characters. I mean, for example, we just saw Maurice and Pam interact for, I believe, what is the first time. We're seeing Karen interact with Sabrina more. We're seeing, Danny interacting with Zach again for the first time in Lord knows when. Like, they've had interactions here and there, but I think it was after Zach left his job at the airport. And, I want to say after season 2, that's when the two kind of really went their separate ways, especially because they both had their own love interest and Zach wasn't Danny's coworker anymore. But I do think that season 7 is doing a good job. You could argue this, but I think the friendship dynamic of the sister circle is better, more realistic now than in season 1. I mean, yeah, Karen and Danny are already, just there's animosity towards the two, but that's very realistic. And I do like the fact that it isn't just Sabrina with Maurice or Sabrina with Danny. No, we're actually seeing Sabrina and Karen interact more. And Andy, I feel like, is out there doing her own thing, which again really felt like season 1, but at the same time she has her moments with the sisters. So I do feel like season 7, I don't know, I don't want to say this in a bad way. You could argue that in some ways it does feel like maybe the cast is distancing themselves from the show, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense when I say it out loud, because obviously people recognize them for the show. But I just feel like the hype for season 7B just really isn't there compared to the first half. Like, some cast, they would always post the photos, like the hey, sneak peek photos, or here's a clip from the night's episode, here's the promo for the episode. Some might squeeze it in at the very last minute, like in the 11th hour before a new episode drops. More often than not, there really isn't a lot of hype for it, which it does suck, because like a lot of people say, hey, Jeremy, you and, a couple other content creators, I just come to you all to know what's the word, to see if there's anything worth watching. But I feel like that hiatus and the reveal of Zach being one of the baby daddies and just the fan backlash, maybe that kind of said, oh, you know what, that's the kind of thing you watch from a distance. So they just don't post about it as much. But season 8, was filmed already. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that maybe, and like I said, I don't know. I'm a fan like the rest of you. I don't work at the studio. I don't know a lot of this inside stuff, but if I were to make an educated guess, I think that it could be a combination of just noticing the fans not really rocking with this season, and the fact that perhaps season 8, having to keep everything under wraps at the risk of, spoiling anything, that could be another reason why. They're like, you know what, I ain't going to bother posting about the show at all. I know this is kind of a weird comparison, but if that is the case, that reminds me of when I worked at the call center and they had a new management team, and it just really changed a lot of things and made it hell for the workers. Like, you would get, if you had your cell phone visible at all at your cubicle, you can get in trouble. I say, you know what, bump this. I would bring my cell phone to work, but I would leave it in my car. Like, I would literally not even bring my cell phone in the building, because like, I ain't trying to deal with any BS. So I just left it in the car. So it's like, you know what, if you tell me my phone is going to cause some trouble, even if it's just sitting on my desk face down, I'm not even going to bother bringing it in the building. And I feel like maybe the same thing happened here, where it's like, oh, you don't want me to talk about anything regarding season 8, no photos, no videos, no nothing, fine. I won't even promote season 7. So again, I don't know what's going on, but maybe they're just busy doing other things. Don't want to be on social media as much. But it's funny because people are like, yo, Trinity, it's like Preston, he's online talking about the new episodes more than a lot of the current cast. And I mean, I'm like, damn, that actually, man. But let me know what you think. It is kind of weird, though, because like I said, the rollout for season 7 felt like the rollout for season 1. The cast, we're going on press tours. And I mean, hell, for the first time, we have a group of the male characters going to talk shows and on radio interviews and stuff, because we never had that before. But now it's like, no matter what they do, it's just not sticking. I mean, you got the male characters going out, and it's like, hey, we want Preston back. Then you got the ladies, they did their thing first. Yeah, so there's that. But what do you think? Have you noticed it? The lack of just cast interaction? Like, I remember sometimes I would get likes or retweets by some of the cast, but I don't really get that anymore, because my tweets really don't hit like they used to, because nobody's really talking about the show like they used to. But it goes back to the video I did last week about how the network, Sistas, BET, somebody, they ought to link up with content creators like me, because if the cast really ain't promoting it, we're your next best thing, except we're not on your payroll. We're just out here doing these videos and stuff, and trying to keep the hype alive. So again, if anybody at BET or the official social media, the Sistas accounts, want to do something, feel free to reach out to me. My social media and all sorts of platforms are in that description box below. But we'll just have to wait and see if things pick up before the end of the season, and if season 8 could be one of, if not the last seasons of the show. But that's all I have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will catch you in the next video.